नाम मिला, फेम मिला, प्यार मिला. I was not just running, I was flying. सबकी जुबां पे बस एक ही नाम, यो हनी सिंगर. लेकिन फिर ब्लॉकबस्टर कहानी में आया एक ट्विस्ट. 7वें आसमान से सीधा गिरा मैं जमीन पर. फिर क्या, खुद पे काम दोबारा शुरू. फैंस ने फिर प्यार दिखाया, फिर स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बनाया. है ना मेरी जिंदगी एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म. शुक्रिया आपकी प्रेयर्स का और आपके प्यार का. कॉन्सर्ट्स तो आपने बहुत देखे होंगे, बट दिस इज गोना बी कॉन्सर्ट ऑफ अ लाइफटाइम. क्योंकि मेरे फैंस ही हैं मेरी विक्ट्री, मेरी हिस्ट्री, मेरी ग्लोरी. सो कम एंड विटनेस Yo Honey Singh. This is my story.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world.
Good afternoon, you're watching Breaking Ground. I'm Vedika Sood. Picture this. A police officer stands outside a lock gate. He's looking for Shivam Mishra, the man who went on a rampage in his luxury car in Kanpur Sunday. He knocks. The gate doesn't open. Now stop picturing it because this actually happened. This happened on Tuesday outside the house of KK Mishra, or rather on Monday outside the house of KK Mishra, a tobacco tycoon in Kanpur, where a police officer went knocking looking for his son and was denied entry. The law was at the door, viewers, but the door stayed shut. You can see the visuals there that we're showing you of the man, the police constable who was at that gate. Now all this while Shivam Mishra, son of the tobacco baron, remains in hiding. 45 hours after speeding Lamborghini tore through Kanpur's VIP road on Sunday afternoon, injuring 6 people. It is now noon Tuesday, and there is still no arrest. This despite clear video evidence footage shows Shivam Mishra being out of the driver's seat of the Lamborghini by bouncers. Yet his lawyer insists Shivam Mishra was not driving, claiming a driver was at the wheel, calling it a mere accident. So who is the police believing? The video on camera or the claim by the lawyer? Because even as evidence and eyewitnesses' accounts pile up, action in this case does not. No questioning, no custody, no answers. The opposition says this is a government quick fix to unleash bulldozers when it comes to, criminals otherwise. But where is that quick fix when it comes to this man, Shivam Mishra? They're missing in action when the accused is powerful. On Breaking Ground, we ask, why is the law knocking on a door? It's denied entry. Why isn't it breaking down that door? And why, in this case, is justice still stuck at the gate? We want answers to those questions, and we will continue our focus on the story. But first, as always, a quick check on the headlines at this hour. Huge showdown over ex-army chief's book. Congress slams Delhi police's FIR, says the general tweeted about his book in 2023. Rahul Gandhi hits out at Penguin, says either the publisher is lying or General Naravne is. Opposition ups the ante against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, submits no confidence motion notice to the Lok Sabha Secretary General. Opposition MPs claim their voices being muzzled in Parliament. 2 days on, tycoon's son on the run. Rich, arrogant, shameless brat. NDTV will not rest until the Lamborghini brat is held. Samajwadi Party slams Yogi government, asks why no bulldozer action now. Jan Nayagan filmmakers withdraw plea against censor board from Madras High Court. Vijay's movie goes back to censor board after months in courts. And days before French president in Delhi, India's biggest arms deal in history. Deal for 114 Rafale jets in sight. 3.25 lakh crore rupees deal to be approved. NDTV tracks IAF's biggest ever buy. And Pakistan-India match is on. Pakistan tantrum boomerangs. ICC turns down Pakistan's 3 key demands amid T20 World Cup boycott U-turn negotiation. All right, Trinamool MP Abhishek Banerjee has spoken to NDTV. This has to do with the no-confidence motion that the opposition wants to bring against the Lok Sabha Speaker. Banerjee has said, on the no-confidence motion, we have suggested the Congress party to give an appeal to the Speaker on the demands of the India Bloc and Congress and given Speaker 3 days' time to respond on the opposition's appeal. Aishwarya now joins me live on the story. Aishwarya, it's not just the Congress, you have the opposition leaders, all of them have apparently signed for that motion to be brought to the Lok Sabha. What's the road ahead? Because we're being told that that motion has been taken to the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha.
Well, that's right. In fact, there were earlier some differences that were seen within the India bloc as far as the signatories in the no confidence motion against Speaker is concerned. The Trinamool Congress distancing itself and suggested something else at the floor party meeting of the India bloc. Abhishek Banerjee spoke to NDTV and stated that they have asked Congress party to wait for at least 3 days. Certainly, letter of appeal should be given to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla on the demands that the Congress party wants to raise on specific issues that revocation of the suspended MPs, no action to be taken against the women MPs, quoting about from the book of M. Narwane. All of these things are to be settled down first. And it is 3 days' time that should be given to the Lok Sabha Speaker. And further to that, if the demands are not accepted by the Lok Sabha Speaker, then they are ready to sign the letter of the notice to the of the no confidence motion against the Speaker. But if the Congress party goes ahead without the Trinamool Congress and submits the notice today itself, then they won't be the part of that particular notice. So certainly this is something that Trinamool Congress MP Abhishek Banerjee, after the meeting that was held inside the Parliament, clarified to NDTV. While there are more than 100 signatories which had already done the signatures as far as letter of no confidence motion against the Speaker from the India bloc.
All right. Thanks for joining me live there. That is the breaking news that we're bringing to you at this point on the story, which is the story of the hour. More breaking news coming in. Minister Kiren Rijiju has put out a post on X and said Congress party is proud of the most degrading behavior by their MPs. If we had not stopped all BJP MPs and allowed the women MPs to confront Congress MPs, it would have led to a very ugly scene. We have a very high consideration to protect the dignity and sanctity of Parliament. Vasudha now joining me live, political editor, NDTV. Vasudha, that post put out by Kiren Rijiju at a time when the face-off is only intensifying between the government and the opposition inside Parliament.
That's right, Vedika. In fact, there's a lot of shadow boxing and muscle flexing that's been happening since morning. And it's more or less a clash of narratives with the Treasury bench saying that it was the opposition that was completely, responsible for the disruptions and for creating an atmosphere that was not considered feasible for the Prime Minister to speak. They feared some sense of, more disruptions. And yesterday we did see Congress women MPs writing to the Speaker saying that he brought down their credibility and their dignity by accusing them of wanting to physically assault the Prime Minister. And today, BJP MPs, female MPs, wrote a counter letter to the Speaker saying that they stand by what he did. And now Kiren Rijiju's post, he's the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, which makes it all the more interesting and important. He has, in fact, supported the women MPs.
I'll come back to you in a moment. Stand by.
अलग-अलग पार्टी के जितने मेंबर्स सबने अपना नाम दे चुके हैं। उसके बाद जो हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर समाजवादी पार्टी के, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के, डीएमके के, उनके नेता भी बोलने में तैयार है। कांग्रेस ही अपना बात शुरू नहीं करते हैं। हर दिन इस तरह वेल में आकर के हंगामा खड़ा करते हैं, पार्लियामेंट चलने नहीं देते हैं, नुकसान सबका हो रहा है। मैं फिर से अपील करना चाहता हूं कि आप लोगों ने इस सदन का गरिमा बहुत गिरा चुका है। अध्यक्ष जी।
Honorable members, please go back to your seats. Honorable members, please go back to your seats. Let the budget discussion start. The House stand adjourned to meet again at 2 p.m.
All right, so the Lok Sabha has been adjourned amid the uproar in the lower house of parliament. Kiran Rijiju, they're saying that let discussions resume. We've wasted enough time. Vasudha, this is the strategy of the opposition at this point, not to let the Lok Sabha function unless Rahul Gandhi gets to speak?
That's right. In fact, it's just last 3 days of the budget session, the first phase of the budget session of the parliament to end, Vedika, and which is why we see a lot of, shadow boxing happening there. The opposition is clearly hurt and upset that the LOP was not allowed to speak. The treasury benches and the speaker have maintained that it's only because Rahul Gandhi did not follow the rules of the House. And the opposition in today's meeting has made it very clear that they will go ahead with participation in the budget discussion only if the LOP is allowed to speak. They've already submitted the no confidence motion without, of course, the TMC signing on it, which also means that this is also a move by the Congress party to not just, showcase itself as the only party that is capable of leading the India bloc, but also making it clear that it will not let its leader, Rahul Gandhi, be silenced, while the treasury benches and the speaker are clear that what they did was right and the opposition has to play by the rules when it wants to speak in the floor of the House. So clearly a lot of a clash happening here and 3 days to go for the first phase of the budget session of the parliament to end.
Absolutely. All right, also talking to you about the no confidence motion, just tell us the timeline that we're expecting, Vasudha, when it comes to it, because we do know that it's been submitted to the Lok Sabha Secretary General at this point.
That's right. It's been submitted by 2 Congress MPs, and I'm told by my sources who were present in that meeting today that Rahul Gandhi was very clear that this is about democracy. This is about the bloc, opposition bloc standing together. But while DMK and Samajwadi Party are with the Congress on it, Vedika, the TMC is very clear that it does not want to escalate this matter. They want dialogue with the chief speaker. The Congress believes that it tried every possible attempt, which is why KC Venugopal, the general secretary of the party and also an MP from the Lok Sabha of the Congress, went to meet the speaker yesterday, but he says that all of that was not fruitful because the LOP was not allowed to speak after that. So the Congress is very adamant and it's very insistent that it wants to mark its protest by moving the no confidence motion. But remember that this is more symbolic in nature because when it comes to numbers, the NDA has it all. So this is more or less the opposition driving home this point that it is capable of registering a protest using parliamentary processes and at the same time making it clear that it will not let its LOP's voice be silenced.
Stay with me, Vasudha, but what we see on our screens right now is a video posted by Kiran Rijiju, which shows Congress MPs also gherawing the Prime Minister's seat there. This happened a couple of days back, of course, and there has been an uproar in Parliament over this. Now you have the Congress that is moving a no-confidence motion against the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. But I have Mr. Bhandari from the BJP on the phone line with us. Mr. Bhandari, your Minister Kiran Rijiju has just put out this video that we see on our screen where it shows Congress women MPs gherawing the PM seat in the Lok Sabha, and it comes with a message that the BJP would have never done this. This is highly degrading for someone who attends Parliament.
Well, please look at the video carefully. This is the video from Wednesday as tweeted by the Honourable Minister. In this video, the women MP tried to encircle the chair of the Honourable Prime Minister. They were in fact calling the other women MPs to come there, which means that this was completely pre-planned. B, when the members from the Treasury benches expressed their displeasure and asked them to move and protest somewhere else, they denied it, which means that on the instruction of Rahul Gandhi, the entire attempt was to physically A, try to encircle the Honourable Prime Minister when he sits on his chair, and B, this was completely pre-planned. So the entire argument that the Congress was saying that it was only a mere protest completely falls flat with this video proving that the Congress was planning something very evil inside the Parliament by keeping the women MPs as front on the instruction of Rahul Gandhi.
Bhandari, just playing the devil's advocate for a moment, you have those Congress women MPs, yes, gherawing that area, but what further proof do you have or the BJP that there was going to be something untoward that had been planned by the Congress party?
Well, we believe the word of the chair because definitely the chair is the custodian of the House and that is what the parliamentary precedent has been.
But then, Mr. Bhandari, you have the Congress questioning the chair of the Lok Sabha itself.
Well, the Congress party will question everybody else except Pakistan. They even do not believe the ex-army chief. They do not believe the chair. Congress only believes in Rahul Gandhi, who has no trust in the people of India, and people of India has no trust in Rahul Gandhi. Nobody can answer the Congress party, which is exposed in this video.
All right, do stay with me, Mr. Bhandari. A quick recap for our viewers. You're seeing the clearest video yet of Congress MPs who've gherawed out the area where the Prime Minister was to be seated. This is something that the ministers of the government have also been reiterating along with BJP MPs, that there was an attempt. It was pre-planned by the Congress MPs. They would be a shield in terms of creating that ruckus. Mr. Bhandari, how do we see this? All right, Mr. Bhandari there has left us for the moment. We will try and reconnect with him, but let's just try and get our reporters up also on this story. The clearest proof yet that has been posted by Kiran Rijiju, Minister in the Modi government, who has come out with this video that shows the Congress MPs gherawing the area where the Prime Minister was to be seated and was to speak from. This is big proof coming in from the BJP party. At this time, you've had Kiran Rijiju post on X stating that this was never a plan by the BJP, or would never be something that the BJP would do. Let me just read out from his post as well. Congress party is proud of the most degrading behavior by their MPs. If we had not stopped all BJP MPs and allowed the women MPs to confront Congress MPs, it would have led to a very ugly scene. We have very high consideration to protect the dignity and the sanctity of Parliament. That's a big breaking news here on Breaking Ground. This is, I think, the first close-up video that we're seeing from inside Lok Sabha from last week, where there was a huge uproar because of which the Prime Minister did not enter the Lok Sabha to deliver his speech. You had the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla himself state that something untoward was being planned, because of which I asked the Prime Minister not to get into the lower house of Parliament to address the Lok Sabha. Those visuals there on your screens, where you can see even BJP MPs requesting the Congress MPs to move away from the area. You can see a heated altercation also going on, a war of words among the BJP MPs as well as the Congress MPs. You can even see Piyush Goyal there leaving from where he was seated. Vasudha joining me again live. Vasudha, this is perhaps the clearest video that we have seen of what happened and what transpired moments before the Prime Minister was expected in the Lok Sabha.
That's right, Vedika. Just look at the chronology of it. Jyoti Mani, who's the Congress MP from Tamil Nadu, she arrives there. Varsha Gaikwad, who's an MP from Dharavi in Maharashtra, she's also from the Congress party. They are the first two to arrive. You also see other MPs, including Pratibha of the Congress, and then you see Sudha. You see, the only Congress MP from Gujarat, Geniben, also arriving there. There are about 6 to 7 MPs, women MPs from the Congress party. There are about 10 women MPs from the Congress party. You see at least 8 of them there, and they have surrounded the Prime Minister's chair, and this is just minutes before the Prime Minister is to arrive in the Lok Sabha. And you also see Ashwini Vaishnaw, who's the IT and Railways Minister, trying to tell them that, I can just figure out from the signs that he's showing that, this is where the Prime Minister is going to come. Why don't you move forward? Prahlad Joshi, who's the Minister, for Consumer Affairs and Food, he's also talking to them. Piyush Goyal, the Commerce Minister, tries to, talk to them. Arjun Meghwal, who's also in charge of Parliamentary Affairs, talking to them. But listen, clearly that was not something that the opposition wanted to listen to at that point. They wanted to make a point that if the LOP is not allowed to speak, how can the Prime Minister be allowed to speak? But this is Giriraj Singh folding his hands, doing a namaskar, and he's the Minister for textiles and animal husbandry, and he is requesting them to move aside so that the Prime Minister can come and speak. You see Dharmendra Pradhan, the Education Minister, also saying the same thing. So at least 7 ministers intervening there, trying to talk to the women MPs, reason out with them, while the women MPs mostly, and I can see 1 or 2 men also there, but most of them trying to say that they will not leave the spot, and they will, probably ask the Prime Minister not to speak till the LOP is asked to speak. So clearly this is exactly what the Speaker had said, but the Speaker had also basically said that there was a sense that, there could be an assault on the Prime Minister, which is why he was not allowed to speak. But this is the video that is closest to what the BJP has been claiming, that the atmosphere then at that point of time in the Lok Sabha was not, congenial for the Prime Minister to make his speech, which is why, it was the Lok Sabha Secretariat that asked him not to enter the House.
Vasudha,
While the
stay with me. I have Shiv Arur also joining me from the newsroom. Shiv, perhaps the clearest video yet of BJP's claims of women Congress MPs gherauing the area where the Prime Minister was to be seated on the day that he was addressing, or about to address rather, the Lok Sabha.
Vedika, this has already become an extremely escalatory and hostile confrontation between the BJP and the opposition. This video establishes that the women MPs from the opposition, had gotten up right to where the Prime Minister was to deliver his speech from. I think the central image in this clip that's been put out by Minister Kiran Rijiju is people like Prahlad Joshi, Giriraj Singh, Kiran Rijiju himself, Piyush Goyal and others basically beseeching the lady MPs to move away from there. The reason why this has become an even bigger story than it probably is, because let's all remember that all of the people in this frame are colleagues inside Parliament. Beyond the acrimony that you are seeing captured in this frame, these are people who get along rather well inside Parliament. But the reason why this has become such an escalatory issue is because the Lok Sabha Speaker had asked the Prime Minister to withhold his speech, not give his speech on February the 4th, unprecedented in Indian Parliament history, because there was a warning that, that there could have been a threat to his person. This is something that has simply never happened before. And I think by putting out this video, the BJP, the government is basically, the Treasury benches are basically trying to build the case that what the Lok Sabha Speaker was saying, what the ruling party has been saying all along, is not a figment of someone's imagination. It is not, far-fetched to suggest that these MPs, had belligerent intentions. We can be very, very skeptical about the rhetoric that flies thick and fast, Vedika, in Parliament. Bodily harm, threat to the physical space of the Prime Minister seems very far-fetched, given that this is ultimately Parliament, where all protocols happen, protests happen, disruptions happen, people storm the well of the House. There are all kinds of manners in which demonstrations take place, but nobody has ever been physically threatened in the House. So that continues to be in the realm of rhetoric. But here the BJP is basically trying to suggest that, look at these pictures, these women MPs came right down to where the Prime Minister was standing, and therefore what we are saying is not an exaggeration. They're appealing to viewers and citizens maybe to look at these pictures and decide for themselves. They're also very importantly saying, Vedika, that we didn't want to, let our women MPs go up against them, which could have led to an ugly scene by itself. But the mood and atmosphere inside Parliament clearly in free fall, and this video captures that.
Absolutely, Shiv. Do stay with me. Vasudha and Prashant also joining me live. Vasudha, coming back to you. Today, it's a multi-pronged attack from the BJP party as well. On one hand, you have this video that has been posted on X. Then you have BJP MPs who have sent a letter to the Lok Sabha Speaker demanding action against those MPs who gheraued the PM seat. You, of course, also have Kiran Rijiju in Parliament in Lok Sabha saying, let business continue as usual. We haven't had any business in the House. This is harming the perception of Parliament and MPs.
That's an important question, Vedika. Let me just go back to the video. If you see, it's all women Congress MPs. You see Jyoti Mani leading the charge. And of course, there's, Geni Ben from Gujarat, the only Congress MP from Gujarat, from the Prime Minister's own state, standing next to the chair. You have Varsha Gaikwad from Mumbai, and you have Pratibha, who's also a Congress MP, and R. Sudha from Tamil Nadu, from Sriperumbudur. So the 5-6 ladies who are in the frame, and they're holding this banner, which basically, there were just two banners that they were holding that day. LOP ko bolne do, let the LOP speak. And jo uchit hai wo karo. So it has to be one of those. It all starts with Ashwini Vaishnav, these ladies coming near the chair of the Prime Minister. Ashwini Vaishnav, the Railways and IT Minister, making an appeal to move away because the Prime Minister is expected to be in the House anytime soon. Annapurna Devi, who's sitting right behind him, she's a BJP leader, she's the WCD Minister. She gets up and she wants to talk to the Minister, but Arjun Ram Meghwal stops her and says, let this matter be handled by us. And then, of course, you see Giriraj Singh doing that namaskar, pleading with these women to move aside because, there's protocol that needs to be managed. There are security protocols that are put in place when the Prime Minister arrives. And this is just 6-7 minutes. I think just about 10 minutes before the Prime Minister speaks. This should have happened around 4:40 is what I understand. 5 p.m. is was when the Prime Minister was expected to speak. This should have happened around, from 4 to 4:45. And Prahlad Joshi, a senior minister who has been in the shoes of Kiran Rijiju, this is a former Parliamentary Affairs Minister. He's also making that appeal. Piyush Goyal then walks away. Dharmendra Pradhan, Education Minister, makes an appeal. But clearly, the Congress wanted to prove a point, and it's just mostly Congress MPs trying to raise this issue. And of course, this is also one way, this is also the BJP making it clear that, whatever it stated in the last 3 days, that there was actually, an atmosphere not really congenial for the Prime Minister to start speaking is true, valid. And this is a video that proves their position.
All right, I'm going to now just go through the visuals, the video that you're seeing on your screens, viewers. It's important to understand what was happening there. And I want to take you through that video as we speak, and then we will go back to our reporters. On the screen, you can see the Congress MPs. I want to play this video from the start, if we can. There, you can see them holding that poster up. You can see for now 2 Congress MPs on your screens in the lower house of Parliament. A third walks in. You have about 4 to 6 of them that enter the screen. Remember, this is the clearest video that we have till now of what went down on the 4th of February, just moments before Prime Minister Narendra Modi was to enter the lower house of Parliament and address the House. You have all of them standing there with that poster there in their hand, and then more Congress MPs joining in. You have Jyotimani, you have Varsha Gaikwad, you have Pratibha, you have Sudha, as Vasudha pointed out, as part of the group of women Congress MPs there. Then you have ministers, at least 5 to 6 of them, approaching these women and asking them to move away, perhaps stating that it's time for the Prime Minister to walk in. It's closer to 5 p.m. Hence, it's time for you to move away. And that's the discussion that happens. It starts on a soft note, but then you can see that it gets a bit heated, and then you have the ministers leaving the Lok Sabha. They move out from their seats. You see Piyush Goyal there, you see Ashwini Vaishnav, you see other ministers moving out, but the Congress MPs, adamant, the women MPs, they continue to stand next to the Prime Minister's seat. Shehzad Poonawala from the BJP joining me here on Breaking Ground. Shehzad, perhaps the clearest video of what the BJP has been claiming for now, which is how the Congress women MPs were ghirawing the Prime Minister's seat just moments before the Prime Minister was to address the Lok Sabha.
This footage, I would say, is a smoking gun evidence that has been put out by Honorable Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, and it busts the claims on the victim card that the Congress MPs were trying to play. It shows very clearly that how the Congress MPs goaded the women MPs to cross the well, to cross the Lakshman Rekha, to go into the Treasury benches, stand next to the Prime Minister's seat. And perhaps the Speaker stands vindicated when he said that there was a plan of an unprecedented attack on the Prime Minister. I would call it, in my words, the Supari attack that was being planned against Prime Minister's personage. And you would see that Giriraj ji and other ministers are pleading with the Congress MPs that don't do this, don't cross the Lakshman Rekha. Yet they are as if they are on a mission that they want to do something like this. And you would remember, Vedika, that first Congress has said Modi ki kabar khod denge. Then they have said Modi ko lathi marenge. Then they have said Modi marega. So this kind of threats have already been issued by the Congress party in the past, and including by Rahul Gandhi. And therefore, if you add 2 and 2, this would amount to a very black day in democracy. I think that all parliamentary norms and rules have been put to the wind by Rahul Gandhi. He is an immature, entitled man-child, nepo kid, dynast who thinks that this parliament is below his parivar, and he keeps breaking parliamentary rules and norms, and then he expects that no action should be taken. But now I've been told that when they are planning a fatwa against Speaker, at that time TMC is against this impeachment or removal fatwa planned by the Congress. So even the TMC and India Alliance parties, they are very embarrassed by Rahul Gandhi's anarchic Maoist behavior. He does not deserve to be LOP. He does not deserve.
You have the Congress, Shehzad, coming out and saying that there was no pre-planning here and there was no attempt for any untoward incident to take place when the Prime Minister walked in. That's been their defense.
Well, Vedika, I think when we have footage, we don't need to even apply our add any commentary. How did the woman get such a big poster banner if it was not planned? And why are you can see, if you see behind the Congress MPs, the male MPs, they are encouraging the women MPs to go to the seat, go to the seat. So that is not part of planning. And then I've given you the statements of Congress against the personage of the Prime Minister. And now we are seeing that how rules and speaker has been disrespected time and again by the Congress in this session itself. So when you add these four elements and you have a smoking gun video, Vedika, I think this is only being trying to give a spin of victimhood, but everyone can see. And I'm thinking that people of India, they would be feeling so embarrassed that this is how the opposition under Rahul Gandhi behaved. I'm sure that many in the alliance partners, if you ask them in private, they are saying, "Hey, Rahul Gandhi, he does not deserve to be the leader of opposition." You please ask TMC, they will tell you. Forget BJP. BJP is against Congress. You ask TMC, they are against this kind of behavior.
All right, Shehzad Poonawalla, thanks for joining me live. Prashant and Shiv still with me. Prashant, want to understand from you if there's been any defense whatsoever by those ladies on our screens, the women MPs from the Congress party.
Well, Vedika, on the contrary, they have been, insisting that they were not doing anything wrong. They are still adamant that they, their demand was that Rahul Gandhi should be given a chance to speak. And unless he is given a chance to speak, they have done nothing wrong. And they have already written a letter to the speaker. But now the video footage has come out. In fact, I was witness to those ugly scenes when they were unfolding in Lok Sabha. I was sitting in the Lok Sabha press gallery, and the video that Kiran Rijiju has posted, sums up everything. You could see the women MPs standing on the way of the Prime Minister. He could not come to the house that day because it was not possible for him to come to his seat. So now the fresh video footage has come. So far as Congress party is concerned, their stand is that they were not doing anything wrong, and they have written a letter to the Lok Sabha Speaker also. But we will have to wait and see now with the clear video footage what stand does the Congress take now.
All right, Shiv, also with us, Shiv. This is the smoking gun according to the BJP. Like I said, this is the clearest video we have in the last 6 days of what went down in the lower house of Parliament moments before 5 p.m. when the Prime Minister was to enter the Lok Sabha.
And Vedika, given that this has become the flashpoint that has effectively derailed the budget session of Parliament and ensured that at least the last 100 hours or so of business have been completely washed away by this one particular issue, initially by the Congress opposition and now by the BJP with this video clip, suggests that I doubt that there is going to be anything else of consequence that will be coming up in Parliament for the rest of the session. There are 3 more days of session left in the budget session of Parliament. Very little business has actually been conducted. There's been no debate on the budget. The Prime Minister was unable to make his speech in the Lok Sabha. He did make one in the Rajya Sabha, but it is unprecedented. The opposition MPs are going to be meeting with Om Birla in a few minutes from now, we're told. We'll have that news break on our screens in just a short while. But I am just wondering, who's going to lay their weapons down right now? The BJP very strategically putting this video out just before what was seen to be, a meeting between the opposition MPs and the Lok Sabha Speaker, where an effort would presumably have been made to kind of calm things down, sober things down, try and wind down the budget session of Parliament on a slightly more sober note compared to how it has been so far. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The BJP clearly in no mood to do it. You just heard Shehzad Poonawalla calling this a supari attack on the Prime Minister. So that's the kind of rhetoric that we're really dealing with right now. The Gherao gang, the supari plan, the fact that allegations are being made that the Prime Minister's, personal space and, there was physical harm that was being threatened to him means that this has gone to entirely a different kind of level of conversation. And I'm just wondering what it will take to actually bring this down to a final protocol level conversation that befits Parliament, Vedika.
Shiv, also the perception battle. Let's just talk about that for a moment. From what you see on your screens in terms of this video, you do see the ministers, 6 to 7 of them from the government, pleading the Congress women MPs to move away. You don't see any kind of aggressive behavior from them, while you have the Congress MPs, the women MPs being adamant and not moving. In terms of the perception battle here, this round perhaps going to the BJP.
100%, and I completely agree with you. You can see senior ministers. You can see Dharmendra Pradhan, you can see Piyush Goyal, you can see Ashwini Vaishnav, you can see Prahlad Joshi, you can see Arjun Meghwal, who's a member of parliament as well. You can see some of the others, standing there, Giriraj Singh. Folding their hands, pleading with the MPs. I think you make a very important point, Vedika, when you say that this has entered a battle of perception, of nuance, how you actually see it. Remember the video that came before this was a bit of a long shot where a camera from a distance kind of showed you or indicated what was really happening. It seemed like a bit of a bustle where the Prime Minister was standing. Wasn't really compelling because that kind of thing pretty much happens all the time. You're absolutely right when you say this close-up video, and you can see why the BJP has put this out and is suggesting that it's a smoking gun, because it paints a very clear picture. Belligerent women MPs from the opposition, unwilling to move away, standing there with that banner. Giriraj Singh, who usually plays on the front foot, he's got his hands folded, pleading with them. You've got the BJP ministers trying to be reasonable and asking the women MPs to move away from there. So this obviously paints a picture. I'm going to put out a disclaimer and say we don't have the full videos. Unfortunately, one would love to see, as a citizen, as a journalist, one would love to see the entire sequence captured on camera. There are so many cameras in Parliament. One would hope that the whole thing comes out so the entire sequence can actually be seen. But this definitely doesn't look very good for the opposition.
Important to even hear from the Congress at this point, Shiv, for them to look at this video and tell us what went down in the last couple of minutes before the Prime Minister was expected to enter the Lok Sabha. Just hold that thought, because I have Mr. Kesavan from the BJP joining me on the phone line. Mr. Kesavan, we've already spoken to Mr. Poonawalla about this video, and he's called it a smoking gun. I want to understand from you, why has it taken 6 days to release this video? Why didn't the BJP do this earlier? Why didn't the government put it out earlier?
The question you should be asking is the incontrovertible evidence and undisputable...
Which it is, sir. Mr. Kesavan, I'm not denying that. But I'm trying to understand...
That is the focus of the question. That the question you need to ask the Congress MPs is, what you see on the video actually proves the perilous Congress conspiracy against the Prime Minister, which the Speaker had warned about. And it unmistakably unmasked the emergency mindset of the Congress Party. The Congress Party is a threat to the democracy. If they can do this inside the sacred, temple of Parliament, imagine the mindset of the Congress Party and what they can unleash. And it's, this is simply not done. And you see how they've been egged on to go near the Prime Minister, and you have senior union ministers literally pleading with them to follow a protocol, and they have made a mockery and they have completely insulted the dignity, maryada, and sanctity of Parliament. And I think it's a blot on democracy with what the Congress Party has done. And I think you remember this had happened once before. Rahul Gandhi, sitting in the most arrogant manner, had egged on Congress MPs to go and surround the Prime Minister when he was speaking in the well of the House. And when these people were shouting before the Prime Minister, the Honourable Prime Minister offered them a glass of water. That is the difference between the Prime Minister and this, undemocratic, ruthless Congress Party. This footage is a shocking, it's a smoking gun, and it exposes the kind of uncouth, unbecoming politics of the Congress Party. And this has probably been done at the behest of Rahul Gandhi. And Rahul Gandhi needs to come and give an explanation on this video and why they have behaved in the most, undemocratic and, unjust manner.
All right, Mr. Kesavan, thanks for joining me here on Breaking Ground. You have that video, which the BJP is saying is incontrovertible evidence of what went down just moments before. You had the Prime Minister entering the Lok Sabha. You have them calling this a smoking gun. You have them calling this a shame for India's democracy. And this is something that Rahul Gandhi should come before the cameras, come before the Lok Sabha and explain why this happened. And they're calling this pre-planned. More breaking news coming in. All right, after the Lok Sabha was adjourned some time back, you have KC Venugopal and Gaurav Gogoi, who have gone to meet with the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. This is, of course, over the Parliament logjam, and the Congress once again claiming that the opposition's voice is being muzzled. This comes at a time when you have the opposition leaders also submitting a no-confidence motion before the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha. Prashant is now joining me on that moving piece inside Parliament. Prashant, just bring us the details. We believe that Gaurav Gogoi and KC Venugopal have met with the Speaker of the Lok Sabha.
That's right, Vedika. They were expected to come at around 12:30, so they have come. Speaker has invited both these leaders and along with some other opposition leaders to break the logjam that has, infected the Lok Sabha for the last many days. They are trying to sort of, find a middle way to break this logjam. One of the suggestions that was made yesterday by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, that Rahul Gandhi will be given a chance, but with Rahul Gandhi, all the other members of other political parties, the leaders of all the political parties should also be given a chance to speak, so that Rahul Gandhi should not get away by saying whatever he wants to say. So this was one of the suggestions given by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister yesterday. So we will have to wait and see if that suggestion is accepted by the Congress leaders, because government feels, government suspect that if they give only Rahul Gandhi the chance, he will say whatever he wants to say and then he will get away with it, and Congress party then stall the parliament. So this is one of the suggestions that is going around. So we will have to wait and see what kind of middle path they are trying to find out, because as of now, both the sides, both the treasury benches and the opposition parties, they are sticking to the ground. The opposition is saying that Rahul Gandhi should be given a chance to speak first, and government is saying that we should get on with the business of the Lok Sabha, which is to discuss the general budget and wait for the reply of Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman.
All right, Shiv and Prashant, thanks for joining me live on that big story here on Breaking Ground, where you've had Kiran Rijiju put out a tweet showing the close-up visuals of Congresswomen MPs gheraiing the Prime Minister's seat just moments before he was supposed to enter the Lok Sabha. A lot of developments today. Amid the developments, the biggest one, of course, being that the opposition MPs have gone and submitted the no-confidence motion to the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha. Plus, you have leaders of the opposition from the Congress party who have been invited by the Lok Sabha Speaker to attempt to break the logjam in the lower house of Parliament. We have more breaking news coming in. This is to do with the money laundering case that the ED is probing. The Enforcement Directorate has issued summons to Tina Ambani, asking her to appear before the Enforcement Directorate in a week from now on the 17th of the month. Also, Anil Ambani has been asked to appear on the 18th of February. Businessman Anil Ambani's wife, Tina Ambani, today we believe skipped summons from the Enforcement Directorate, which is probing money laundering cases allegedly to the tune of 40,000 crore rupees. According to sources, the probe agency will be issuing fresh summons, which it has now for the 17th of February in the case of Tina Ambani and the 18th of February in the case of Anil Ambani. The ED has constituted a special investigation team to probe the alleged banking and corporate fraud worth 40,000 crore rupees. And I'm going to get Anushka live with me on the story. Anushka, fresh summons for both husband and wife in the case?
That's right, Vedika. We have seen Tina Ambani, who has been summoned by the ED once again on 17th of February. She was summoned yesterday, that is Monday, but she had skipped the summons. But now fresh summons have been issued in this case. Also, the Supreme Court has said that this whole case should be in fact taken seriously, and there should be a very fair and dispassionate trial that should in fact go on. So far, ED has raided almost more than 40 locations and have attached properties worth rupees 12,000 crore. Now, the Supreme Court has in fact also said that in this case, Anil Ambani cannot leave India without prior legal permissions to in fact leave the country. In this whole case, we are seeing that many properties have been attached. So far, ED has been trying to link all the cases, the money trial, so that this whole case can be in fact figured out. But yes, now we are seeing in a fresh development, Tina Ambani, who's the wife of Anil Ambani, has been summoned on 17th of February. And after that, Anil Ambani has to appear in front of the ED. Now, this is going to be his fourth summon in this case. He came to the ED office once when he was summoned. After that, he had in fact skipped the summons. But now this is a fresh summon that has been issued by the ED in the Anil Ambani group cases. Over to you.
Thanks for that, Anushka. We'll keep tracking all the developments. The fresh summon for Tina Ambani is now scheduled for the 17th of the month, 18th for Anil Ambani. On that note, we're taking a short break here on Breaking Ground. We'll be back with more in moments from now. Stay tuned.
US, Malaysia.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं. इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से.
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933.
सरसों से सरसों.
को यहाँ से जाना ही होगा.
जय मां दुर्गा.
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
टीएमसी जावे, बीजेपी आसमे.
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
बीजेपी डबल इंजिन सरकार এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে.
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
Expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your Automate.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. They're now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship, the line of control, Shiv Arun, NDTV.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
News just coming in. The Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma is under fire over the controversial video that was released by the BJP Assam handle. Now what we're getting to know is that the Congress has filed a complaint against the Chief Minister of Assam seeking action. Meanwhile, also the CPIM leader has moved the Supreme Court against that controversial video. I have Ritik joining me live on the story. Ritik, two very significant developments, one from the Congress, one from the CPIM on this controversy.
Well, what we're picking up at this point in time that the Pradesh Congress has lodged an official police complaint with Assam Police today following a controversial video which was posted by Assam BJP's X handle page, and that has triggered a lot of nationwide row and backlashes, in which the Assam Chief Minister in that edited video can be seen that pointing guns towards some people of Muslim community. It was edited video, pictures were shown, and it has drawn a lot of criticism. Later on, the video was deleted from the post. But what we are learning that the Congress leaders have decided to lodge a complaint, and they have alleged that the BJP and particularly Assam Chief Minister for provocating this controversial and communal speeches when the elections are around the corner. On the other hand, as you rightly pointed out, a case has been also filed before the court with regard to this matter. So amidst this, a lot of politics are happening when the Assam Chief Minister has came out with the allegations against Congress leaders, Gaurav Gogoi. We can see over this controversial video that this politics is boiling in the northeastern state. Back to you.
All right, Ritik, thanks for updating us on those developments there. Moving on, India is poised to take a major step towards acquiring 114 Rafale fighter jets from France, as the Defence Acquisition Council is likely to clear the proposal ahead of French President's visit. Later this month, the Defence Ministry is likely to discuss a massive 3.25 lakh crore rupee proposal to buy 114 Rafale fighter jets for the IAF. According to officials, the DAC, chaired by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, is expected to meet in the coming days to consider granting acceptance of necessity, the AON, for the multi-billion-dollar program. The Defence Procurement Board, headed by the Defence Secretary, had already cleared the Rafale acquisition proposal last month, moving the process closer to formal negotiations. If approved, the deal would rank among India's largest fighter aircraft procurements with an estimated value of about 3.25 lakh crore rupees. The push came as the IAF faces an acute squadron shortfall.
This would literally be the biggest ever single arms deal that India has ever signed. The French President Emmanuel Macron is arriving in India this weekend for the AI summit, and that's why the Indian government has kicked into gear, and a deal for 114 Rafale fighters worth approximately 3.25 lakh crore, a staggering, eye-watering number. That deal is set to be cleared at the Ministry of Defence level, after which there will be commercial negotiations. But if it is cleared at the MOD level, it is something to announce, something that will be in the press just before Macron arrives, and therefore both the countries can actually flex over that. It's a sweetener as far as the relationship is concerned. A huge deal, obviously, but the interesting part about this Rafale deal is that while a handful of these fighters, 114 in all, will be manufactured in France and then flown to India, approximately 100 of them will be built here in India, with a strategic partnership with an Indian company. Whether private or public sector is not known just yet, but it will be built here in India. The Tatas already have a partnership, to build the Rafale here in India, if it actually comes to that. But remember that the Indian Air Force already has Rafales. 36 Rafales, began delivery in 2020. Those Those are part of 2 squadrons right now between Ambala in Haryana and Hasimara in West Bengal. So these 2 squadrons have combat experience already, whether it was the Ladakh standoff, most notably during Operation Sindoor when Rafale fighters were used to conduct airstrikes deep inside Pakistan using their long-range strike weaponry. The Rafale is a very much a part of the combat frontline fleet of the Indian Air Force. But the bad news is that the Indian Air Force has for a very long time been suffering from suboptimal squadron strength. The sanctioned strength is supposed to be about 42. It currently lingers somewhere around the 30 mark, which is 12 squadrons less than it should be having. So getting these Rafales is very, very important. It'll take a long time. 114 Rafales will take more than a decade, to complete both delivery and manufacture here in India, but it will give India a kind of combat aircraft facility here for the first time for such an advanced fighter.
On that note, we skip to a short break. I'll be back along with Preeti on the other side on a special conversation around the PCV going back on their boycott against India for the Feb 15th batch.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
लोग कहते हैं कि जिंदगी एक फिल्म की तरह होती है, लेकिन मेरी जिंदगी सिर्फ एक फिल्म नहीं, एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म है। बचपन से पता था मेरे सपनों में दम है, आगे नहीं सबसे आगे जाना है, स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बन के दिखाना है। नाम मिला, फेम मिला, प्यार मिला, I was not just running, I was flying। सबकी जुबां पे बस एक ही नाम, यो हनी सिंगर। लेकिन फिर ब्लॉकबस्टर कहानी में आया एक ट्विस्ट, 7वें आसमान से सीधा गिरा मैं जमीन पर। फिर क्या, खुद पे काम दोबारा शुरू, फैंस ने फिर प्यार दिखाया, फिर स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बनाया। है ना मेरी जिंदगी एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म। शुक्रिया आपकी प्रेयर्स का और आपके प्यार का। कॉन्सर्ट्स तो आपने बहुत देखे होंगे, बट दिस इज गोना बी कॉन्सर्ट ऑफ अ लाइफटाइम, क्योंकि मेरे फैंस ही हैं मेरी विक्ट्री, मेरी हिस्ट्री, मेरी ग्लोरी। सो कम एंड विटनेस यो हनी सिंह, दिस इज माय स्टोरी।
From the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों।
को यहाँ से जाना ही होगा।
जय मां दुर्गा।
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
TMC जावे, BJP आसमे.
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
বিজেপি ডাবল ইঞ্জিন সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে।
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
Expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your Automate.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause. Welcome back. You're watching Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. The Great Pakistan Cricket Board drama collapses exactly the way many predicted, with a climb down dressed up as the spirit of cricket. After days of tantrums, days of threats and manufactured outrage, Pakistan will play against India on the 15th of February. Not because of principle, not because of solidarity, but because isolation hurts and money matters. Let's call this what it is, viewers: face saving, not sportsmanship. The PCB talked tough, floated boycotts, let ministers speak, let headlines spiral, and then quietly buckled under pressure from the ICC, friendly nations, and a reality check they just couldn't escape. Because when push comes to shove, Pakistan had no leverage. They were isolated, they were cornered, and they needed the money. So the boycott ends, the rhetoric softens, and suddenly it's all about protecting the spirit of cricket. But this wasn't about cricket. This was about optics. This was about avoiding backlash at home. This was about pretending a retreat is a moral victory, and the Pakistan Cricket Board wasn't fighting for the game. It was scrambling to save face after realizing that no one was coming to rescue them. The drama is over, the reality is exposed, and the so-called moral stand, it lasted exactly as long as the pressure allowed. I'm Vedika Sood, and with me in the studio is Preeti Dahiya. We'll break down all that went down in the last 24 hours before Pakistan finally succumbed to the pressure. But first, as always, a quick check on the headlines at this hour. Clearest video of Congress women MPs ruckus inside Lok Sabha. On camera, Congress MPs gherao the Prime Minister's seat, hold placards. Ministers seen pleading with Congress MPs to move back. Huge showdown over ex-army chief's book. Congress slams Delhi Police's FIR, says the general tweeted about his book in 2023. Rahul hits out at Penguin, says either the publisher is lying or the general is. Opposition ups the ante against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, submits no confidence motion notice to the Lok Sabha Secretary General. Opposition MPs claim their voices being muzzled in Parliament. Two days on, tycoon son on the run, rich, arrogant, shameless brat. NDTV will not rest until the Lamborghini brat is behind bars. Samajwadi Party slams Yogi government, asks why no bulldozer action now. Jan Nayagan filmmakers withdraw plea against censor board from Madras High Court. Vijay's movie goes back to censor board after months in courts. Days before French president is in the national capital, India's biggest arms deal in history, deal for 114 Rafale jets inside 3.25 lakh crore rupees deal to be approved. NDTV tracks the Indian Air Force's biggest ever buy.
All right, so let's get straight to the top story that we're tracking here. The India versus Pakistan T20 World Cup 2026 match in Colombo on February 15th is very much on as Pakistan's boycott call falls flat.
The Pakistan Cricket Board has relented days after its government decided to boycott the 15th February Group A match in solidarity with Bangladesh, who were removed from the tournament for refusing to travel to India for their matches.
The Pakistan government, in fact, confirmed it yesterday that the team will take the field against India to protect, quote-unquote, the spirit of the game and the commitment to those affected by non-participation.
Now, the decision comes after various external parties and factors put Pakistan on the back foot. ICC sanctions, penalties were a major possibility, while Sri Lanka and UAE's cricket boards wrote to Pakistan asking them to reconsider. Meanwhile, the ICC acknowledged the efforts of all parties involved in resolving this crisis.
Well, the crisis, in fact, was brought on all of us by Pakistan. They initiated this on the 1st of February. Within 9 days, the crisis is over because then they say that we are respecting the spirit of the game. Let's go across to all our experts and, of course, our reporters also joining us on the broadcast. And Rika Roy, sports editor, NDTV 24/7, is with us. Boria is also joining us on the broadcast now, consulting editor, sports for NDTV. We have former cricketers Nikhil Chopra and Atul Vasan. Boria, I want to begin with you first. It's amazing to notice how your principles succumb to the pressure. And we always maintained right here on NDTV that it was only a matter of time that Pakistan makes a U-turn. That has come.
Absolutely. And imagine this spirit of the game. When you mentioned that you are going in for a selective boycott, did you not think about the spirit of the game? Did you not think that sanctions are coming? Did you not think that the associate member nations will be impacted? Did you not think Bangladesh will lose money? Did you not think Sri Lanka will suffer? Did you not think Emirates will suffer? You should have. If you did not think, then you're naive. Then you're a fool. You know, all of these things are out there in the public domain for everybody to see and comprehend and understand. All of this was posturing for two reasons. One, the Bangladesh election is on the 12th. So the political posturing was to remove the fundamentalist and radical sections of Bangladesh. And today Pakistan will say, oh, you know what? We are the big brother. We've got Bangladesh won tournament between 2028 and 31. If there is one loser in this whole thing, that's Bangladesh, number one. They are made to look like complete. I mean, come on. They are what? What did they get out of this whole thing? Their team is twiddling their thumbs. Yesterday, by the way, I want to put this on record. They did a tournament called the Odommo Cup, which means a determined cup, to take on the World Cup on home soil in Dhaka. How many media was present there to cover the final? Zero. It was a total media boycott. That's what Bangladesh cricket has been reduced to. Number two, Pakistan. Pakistan, inevitably, when they thought that this is posturing, we will push the ICC, they got ring-fenced. Sri Lanka on the one hand, Emirates on the other, Bangladesh on the other, and they realized there's no position to maneuver. So if you see, solidarity with Bangladesh, we are boycotting. The same Bangladesh comes and says, please go and play.
Yeah.
So all of this was orchestrated.
But Boria, I just want to quickly ask you on one point that you raised earlier. Were you a fool to not understand that this is going against the spirit of the game and you will be affecting the associate nations? Obviously, Pakistan was never playing fool. It was all manufactured drama. It was all very well thought out that this is your only possibility to extract something out of ICC. And they used it for as much as they could, get the ICC to agree to.
You know, your question is valid, but the assumption is not. Pakistan, yes, I totally agree with you when you say that Pakistan was trying to extract. But then again, you should only try and extract when you have the voting power. What did Pakistan get? Tell me. In this entire bargain, you've lost a 14-2 vote when you egged Bangladesh on. So you didn't get anything. You were humiliated and insulted. Number one. Number two, you asked for bilaterals. Not happening. Trilaterals, not happening. You asked for more money, 29.7 for Bangladesh in terms of million. Pakistan, 35 million, not happening. What did you get? Ultimately, you got two things. One, compensation. Bangladesh will not be penalized. That was always on the table. You didn't get it. Two, one tournament for Bangladesh between 28 and 31. Now tell me, would you not have leveraged that with the ICC board normally and got that rather than being alienated and isolated within the board? That's where I think realpolitik went wrong. The calculations went wrong, the pressure tactics went wrong, and Pakistan ended up being isolated.
All right, fair point there. We're going to go across to Rika in a moment from now. But before that, Atul, I want to come to you. This usually should be the last question one asks on a broadcast when you're discussing an issue like this. But what's the moral of the story, Atul?
Moral of the story is that, you try and save your face no matter what. You may look like fools, but, in our cricketing parlance, we call them GTUs. गिरे तो गिरे, टांग ऊपर रखते हैं कि मैं गिरा नहीं हूँ, मेरी टांग ऊपर है. So they are called GTUs. So Pakistan has become a real GTU. And now, just to say, Boria is right. They've got nothing to show for it, but they thought that they cornered and blackmailed the whole cricketing world. And now everybody was so worried. They were emissaries sent to Pakistan. And now they feel that everybody just wanted, they're so desperate. And now in the morning we were doing a show and this guy from Pakistan was saying, Naak ragadwadi, we rubbed Indians' faces in the mud. Can you imagine this kind of disillusion? The grandeur of disillusionment is something which is a gift to every Pakistani.
But what does this mean for the players as well, Rika? Because they are now going to play against India. This is something that all of us here had been expecting, even when the tantrum was, being established, announced and going down the way it was, the drama unfolding. But this obviously is in a way also going to impact the players of the team.
Well, I'll come to your question, Vedika, how is it impacting the players? But I'll really have to tell you at this point what is Mr. Naqvi saying in the political and diplomatic circles. He's saying that Pakistan has won this match, this round, by negotiating well with ICC, and this is all coming from him, and by bringing Bangladesh to work with them, by bringing Sri Lanka in that same coterie, and perhaps the Emirates Cricket Board also. He is seeing this as a long-term diplomatic victory, which is being played on the cricket pitch, nothing to do with cricket. He is trying to tell his cronies, his people, that India alienated Bangladesh by throwing out Mustafizur Rahman, and look, by giving what we have given to Pakistan from ICC, we are now, they are brothers. Emirates has been with us. Sri Lanka now has made a very generous phone call asking us to play. So except for India, all of South Asia is with Pakistan. That's what he is trying to tell his people in his cabinet and also in the diplomatic circles. Now, coming to your question, Vedika, it is going to impact the Pakistan players as much as we say it will not. Already there are reports of a divided Pakistan camp. One camp which has Salman Ali Agha, the other camp which has Babar Azam. Well, you might say that the Pakistan team was never united. Well, it was not, but this might affect them too. And they are going to face the best of best. They are going to face the best cricket team in the world. And, they really don't have a man-for-man expertise. Added to that is a fixture that is laced with controversies, laced with political undertone.
Anyway, the match between India and Pakistan, when it compared the strengths of the two teams, was never on equal footing. We all know that, and even the Pakistani team would very well know that. But Nikhil, if Vedika were to ask me the moral of the story, well, I would say that, principles are temporary, pressure is permanent. And that is what Pakistan has shown us by succumbing to that pressure that was mounted upon them. But Nikhil, what is your take on the way the lies are going to be peddled now? What Rika was saying, even now they have to sell this U-turn to their own public, to the cricket lovers in Pakistan, and they would want to gain that moral high ground once again by saying that, see, we were siding with our brothers in Bangladesh and we got the best outcome possible for them from ICC.
Well, Rika just spoke about that telephone conversation with Sri Lanka, the ECB. None of us have heard. We were not part of that conversation in any case. From day one, I've been saying it's only one person's political aspirations, his ego, that he sided with Bangladesh. They then turned around and face-saving, okay, we want more remuneration, revenue, part of the ICC World Cup. This is all face-saving tactics. And at the end of the day, ICC was not going to be part of all this because then you're setting a wrong sort of precedent. On the brink of the World Cup, the game is about to start, then you say, I want more money. It's never going to happen. So at the end of the day, this is all face saving, and it's all political aspirations for that one man. And like you just said, Priti, that they have to turn around and turn things around in their favor, saying, well, we were able to, get this deal from ICC. Bangladesh is siding with us. The ECB is siding with us. Sri Lanka is also in our courtyard. I've got the Asian Cricket Council with me since I'm heading it. It's all a false
so let's call out that
bubble
bluff,
that
right?
he's living in.
Let's call out that bluff, because no one is siding with Pakistan. Let's say Bangladesh Cricket Board has definitely expressed their their thank you note to PCB by saying that fine, thank you for standing with us. But apart from that, Sri Lanka had written to them very categorically that we stood with you when you needed us in your times of crisis, but now you are isolating us.
Needs this game to happen in Sri Lanka because their cricket board needs the funds from ICC as well.
Absolutely. So we here are trying to call out this bluff of Pakistan that they are trying to perhaps peddle amongst their public, but things have not shaped that way. Yes.
Yeah, none of these cricket boards have gone and said, please go and play. I think it was more a method of showing him the mirror, saying that if you don't play, then you've had it. Don't drag us down.
Then you face the consequences.
Exactly. These are the consequences.
Yes.
The PCB will be bankrupt. You won't have any sort of sanctions for any international players playing in your league. No more bilateral series. So let's just show you the mirror. So
even after showing the mirror,
the reality is why they're playing.
Yes, absolutely. But Boria, I want to understand from you, is this the end of the drama? Or do you think there's more that's coming our way ahead of 15th February, on 15th February?
No, how can this be the end of the drama? Next is handshake. Will you shake hands, will you not? It'll start today. Trust me. Now the next will be, come on, spirit of the game. Will you shake hands, will you not? Will you come to our dressing room post the game? Will you stand in that line and kind of embrace? Do you do all of that? All of that will start now. Pakistan, India, the larger geopolitics will never escape. I mean, I want to put this on record. The Pakistan Prime Minister should be officially categorized delusional. He said sports and politics does not mix. If this is sports and politics not mixing, the government announcement, Naqvi invoking the field marshal, see what is going on yesterday, day before. If this is sports and politics not becoming bedfellows, then each one of us have not been born. So, let us stop being delusional. He should be officially categorized, because that's what he said.
That was desperation. The airfield marshal card completely out of desperation.
I mean, why? This is a cricket game, for God's sake. Why did that field marshal card even get played? What is the reason? This is between ICC and you. This is not war. This has nothing to do with political warfare. You invoke that card to show that how strong you are.
Absolutely.
And that is because of the Bangladesh elections 2 days later.
Even prior to that, Boria, prior to that, the very fact that it was the Pakistani Prime Minister who made this announcement publicly, what was the need for Shehbaz Sharif to really show his face while making this announcement? He could have given his directions to PCB behind closed doors.
Correct. And then a U-turn. Now imagine our Prime Minister making an announcement and then another person coming and saying, oh, you know what, doesn't matter, we will play this game. Does it ever happen? For the chair, the Pakistan Prime Minister, for God's sake, at least have some respect for your own Pakistan Prime Minister. That also wasn't there. So in this whole matter, but like I think Rika was saying, that Naqvi is selling this narrative. Now, if someone comes and tells you the color of the sky is black and I think it is black, what will you say? Good on you, enjoy.
But is it about money talks, boycott walks then, Atul? Is that the crux of the story? Because for the PCB, from day one, they knew they needed the money. So much drama, self-goals, tantrums, being in the headlines, the Prime Minister's statement, going back on it. So at the end of the day, is it all about the money?
Now I think they're just massaging their ego, because once they blackmailed and cornered the whole cricketing ecosystem, now everybody made overtures to them, don't do this, don't do. So they feel that suddenly they've got the importance that everybody needs them to play with them. They don't understand that, just at the last minute, what they've done is people will forget, but they will never, forgive. Because people will remember this kind of muscle twisting, and today's enemies are tomorrow's friends, and tomorrow's friends are today's enemies, So I think the equation keeps on changing. But the biggest thing is that, you were saying there are illusions of grandeur. I think this is a perfect example of disillusion of grandeur. And they feel that they've earned the respect. And you're right. I mean, they have made their political, top people look like just playing this and now this message is for their countries, people only. I think they've used cricket, they've weaponized cricket and they're using it to toe their own line and show the world that, okay, they stood up to India, now they've relented, now everybody's happy and the masses are happy. But they don't realize, and Bangladeshis people don't realize that they've been made to look like fools.
All right, we're going to come back and talk about whether Pakistan overplayed its hand with this rhetoric, with this drama. But before that, reactions also coming in on this U-turn by Pakistan. Listen in.
I would like to thank ICC for taking this initiative and bringing Pakistan on the table. And then, ultimately deciding for Pakistan to play in Colombo match. So it's a good news for all of us. And the scheduled match for 15th of Feb in Colombo will take place and Pakistan will also play. So now this World Cup will also be a big success story.
सर पाकिस्तान में फैसला है कि पाकिस्तान की जो पीसीबी है वो लोग ये तैयार है कि वो भारत के साथ मैच खेलेंगे, तो आप इस ड्रामे को किस तरह देखेंगे?
बेसिकली ये ड्रामा ही था पाकिस्तान का, जो वो हमेशा से करता है। बांग्लादेश को उन्होंने सपोर्ट करके उनको बाहर कर दिया और नाउ दे हैव रियलाइज कि अगर वो भारत के साथ नहीं खेलेंगे तो उनका कितना नुकसान होगा। तो ये एक्सपेक्टेड है ये पाकिस्तान से ऐसी चीजें जो उन्होंने इस बार भी किया।
उनको भी बड़ा फाइनेंशियल लॉस होता और सुनने में आया है कि बांग्लादेश और श्रीलंका ने थोड़ा सा प्रेशर डाला उनके ऊपर। तो ये जो है ना प्रेशर डाला है, डिसीजन तो आपको खुद को लेने पड़ते हैं। नुकसान श्रीलंका का भी था क्योंकि उनको भी रेवेन्यू वगैरह जनरेट होना था। शायद बांग्लादेश के साथ आईसीसी की क्या बातचीत हुई है ये भी देखने वाली बात है। और बांग्लादेश को क्या बेनिफिट होने वाला है इससे, वो तो खेल नहीं रहे। पर यह है कि एक बार पाकिस्तान ने भी एक बार ना आईसीसी को हिला दिया है। वो अभी लास्ट मोमेंट तक जो थे वो मना कर रहे थे खेलने के लिए, फिर वो जितने भी बांग्लादेश या जितने भी आईसीसी के अधिकारी है वो उनके पाकिस्तान में गए, मीटिंग हुई और ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं सॉल्व हुई है।
Well, we've maintained all along that this entire threat to boycott the match against India on February 15th was a drama by the Pakistan Cricket Board. And now that a U-turn has come, let's tell you exactly what could have really mattered most to Pakistan, why the U-turn has come about. There are a few reasons for it. The first reason is that they would have suffered huge financial penalties and sanctions. That was made very clear to PCB by the ICC that they cannot selectively participate in an ICC tournament. And that's why this is one of the biggest reasons. Second reason is the risk of potential suspension from T20 World Cup altogether. Agreed that Pakistan has already started playing in this World Cup, but the very fact that they would have faced suspension ahead also played on the mind of the administrators in PCB. Now, another possible reason for this U-turn is the loss of broadcast rights and revenue, which was going up to 250 crore rupees. And if this would have happened because Pakistan was deciding not to play against India, then even the broadcasters could have sued PCB and demanded for compensation. Fourth, loss of hosting rights of future ICC events. Anyway, Pakistan doesn't get to host a lot of ICC events, and whatever little they have lined up, that could have also been taken away from them by the ICC. Fifth reason is that legal risks, threat to international credibility as well. Even now, I have to say that there is no credibility that Pakistan Cricket Board has amongst its peers internationally, but that would have been damaged even further if they had boycotted this match against India. Sixth reason, pressure from external stakeholders and cricket boards. We had seen how this was mounting on Pakistan because Emirates Cricket Board had written to Pakistan, Sri Lanka Cricket Board had written to them, and at last, even Bangladesh Cricket Board said that, guys, go ahead and play this match against India. And that's how the reason, the entire decision to make a U-turn came about. Vedika.
Absolutely. I want to come back to you, Boria, as well on this. I want to understand from what's gone down in the last few days, should we see this as a warning sign, Boria, that cricket's biggest battles are now off the field and not on it?
It has been for a while. It also tells the ICC three things. One, you've got to perhaps look beyond Pakistan because it's a rogue state. Number two, if, this selective kind of boycott, I mean, you cannot have this drama. Look, when we are saying that the matter is over, yes, the matter is over, but think about those fans who actually cancelled their tickets to Colombo, cancelled flights, cancelled hotels. Have you seen the hotel rates today morning? 4 times higher. People who've already cancelled based on what Pakistan said, they're going with that word. Now, who will compensate them? Will anyone do that? Will Pakistan do that? Anyone do that? So clearly, here is one country which tries to hold the sport to ransom. You cannot trust them. I don't think any ICC board member will want to trust them going forward. Number two, I will not put it past ICC that soft channel diplomacy will not happen. On the face of it, all of us understand that this was a political call to give Bangladesh that one event. But other than that, the ICC did not give it a single thing. Increased
My apologies
revenue.
to our guests and to Rika. I have to just interject here because there's some big breaking news coming in on the political front that we've just got in. The opposition has gone ahead and submitted a no-trust motion to the Speaker. General Secretary is what we're being told. 118 opposition MPs have signed the no-trust motion against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. That's the latest that we have for you. This was something that the opposition had put in motion. There were signatures that were being collected, but now we're being told that the opposition has submitted the no-trust motion. There are 118 opposition MPs who have signed the no-trust motion against the Speaker. One of the biggest grudges that they have also gone ahead and stated against Om Birla is that they're saying that he has been partisan in a role where he should be non-partisan, and also, of course, that Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, has not been given a chance to speak. And now, as expected, you have 118 opposition MPs who have signed the no-trust motion against the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Vasudha joining us. Vasudha, this is something that we were expecting in the last few hours. There was a huge build-up. Just take us through the road ahead. When can we see this being tabled in the Lok Sabha, if that will be possible?
Well, there are 234 MPs. Vedika, 118 have signed. So clearly there are many who haven't signed. But yes, this is also a show of unity. This is a symbolic move by the opposition to mark its protest. What I'm told is that the government is very clear that the suspensions of those MPs who are disrupting the parliament proceedings will not be revoked. But most importantly, we'll have to wait and see if the budget session resumes, because this notice has now been submitted. And we were told in the morning after the meeting of the opposition alliance that once they submit the no confidence motion to the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, they will let the parliament function. They want the LOP to speak, and if you look at the motion of no confidence, they have pointed out three important points. One, that they find the Speaker's conduct extremely biased, and the second thing is the fact that he didn't let the LOP speak is something that has worried them. So clearly, we'll have to wait and see how this is taken forward. But 118 MPs have signed this, and 3 days to go for the first phase of the budget session of the parliament to end. So very little time left for this motion to even be processed. So largely a symbolic move, but yes, an important move by the opposition to mark its protest.
Now, optics as well, isn't it? I mean, this is more about optics than Vasudha, because the numbers really not stacking up in the favor of the opposition. But this is a move just to go ahead and launch their protest further against the Lok Sabha Speaker at this point, given all the factors that you had mentioned.
That is true. Even since morning, every opposition MP that I've spoken to, Vedika, has clearly said that they tried very hard to, break ice with the pressure benches with the Speaker. But remember that the Speaker and the government are also very clear that it is the opposition MPs who disrupted the proceedings. In fact, a video that has been released from Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju also shows women MPs, growling the Prime Minister's chair just minutes before he was to enter the Lok Sabha. So several, clash of narratives there. But yes, the opposition here trying very hard to make it a point to register its protest, and we'll have to wait and see how the Lok Sabha Secretariat looks at this, no confidence motion and what it makes of this and how it proceeds further. One important thing that I need to mention is that the TMC is not part of this because they feel that they just want more dialogue and they don't want to proceed with this right now.
So many moving pieces within Parliament itself. Vasudha, thanks for joining me live there. We'll keep a track on all those developments. But for now, we're simply a short break. I'll be back with more in moments from now. Stay tuned to Breaking Ground.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
Clearest video of Congress women MPs ruckus inside the lower house of Parliament. On camera, Congress MPs gheraing the Prime Minister's seat just moments before he was to enter Parliament to address the lower house on the 4th of February. Huge showdown over ex-army chief's book. Congress slams Delhi Police's FIR, says the general tweeted about this book in 2023. Rahul Gandhi hits out at Penguin. Publishers says either the publisher is lying or the general is. The opposition ups the ante against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. No confidence motion submitted. Tycoon's son on the run, rich, arrogant, shameless brat. NDTV will not rest until the Lamborghini brat is held. We'll bring you more in moments from now.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घनी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों। आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा, अपार ने INS विक्रांत के लिए 150 से ज्यादा तरह के केबल्स बनाए हैं। देश के टॉर्पीडोस में भी हैं अपार के केबल्स। वंदे भारत भी अपार के केबल से ही स्पीड पकड़ती है और यही वायर्स और केबल्स हमारे घरों को भी पावर करते हैं। विश्वास इसमें अपार, तभी तो ये है देश का तार।
The front lines of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right, and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. INS Vikrant. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arun, NDTV.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva. IBM CEO and President Arvind Krishna. India's AI Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. NDTV is India's voice in the world. First interview with Maharashtra Chief Minister. First interview with Andhra Chief Minister. First interview with Assam Chief Minister. India's first ground event in Davos.
NDTV puts India on the global stage. Davos, domination, no debate. Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
लोग कहते हैं कि जिंदगी एक फिल्म की तरह होती है, लेकिन मेरी जिंदगी सिर्फ एक फिल्म नहीं, एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म है। बचपन से पता था मेरे सपनों में दम है, आगे नहीं सबसे आगे जाना है, स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बन के दिखाना है। नाम मिला, फेम मिला, प्यार मिला। I was not just running, I was flying. सबकी जुबां पे बस एक ही नाम, यो हनी सिंह।
Welcome back. We continue with our campaign. 2 days on, Shivam Mishra is still in hiding. He hasn't been arrested yet. This despite mounting evidence and eyewitness accounts against the rich, arrogant young man. Ajay Dubey joining me live. Ajay, do we have any details on the whereabouts of Shivam? We've heard from the father, but do we know where the son is?
See, the Commissioner of Kanpur, he informed us that the boy, Shivam Mishra, is in touch with the police, and because this vehicle was initially registered with the name of his father, so his father is coming for questionnaire. They will ask questions to him, and investigation is going on. He also informed about, when we asked him about the arrest and all, he said the details of the FIR, there is no dhara or anything like that act, legal proceeding, so that we can arrest him. There is no such details with the FIR. He can get bail easily on that thing, and whatever his lawyers are claiming, they are telling that he was not in the car. That's a different thing. Commissioner is saying that he was in the car. Commissioner is confirming this thing. We can also see in the videos. So right now it is not confirmed yet where is he, but he is in touch with police. His father is communicating with police, and he will give answers to the question which will be asked by the police.
Right, and what's the road ahead? Because we've seen the police knocking at the gate of Shivam's residence. There was no response. There seems to be the blocking of the law really by the father, by the son. There's enough evidence mounting against Shivam Mishra that he was in the car, but the lawyer comes out and contradicts the claim made by the eyewitnesses.
Definitely, it was very surprising, the behavior we can see by the Kanpur police while the vehicle was parked inside the police station. Vehicle was covered, bouncers were standing at that time. What kind of behavior it was by the Kanpur police? And apart from that, when they reached to his house, they were knocking the door, they were calling bhaiya, bhaiya, but nobody was answering the door. So we asked this question to the commissioner also, and he replied that he can also observe that there was some kind of bad behavior with the police person who was investigating this case. That was the reason he was line hazard, and he is now attached with the police line, and the police is saying that they are continuously doing the investigation about this case.
Very, very surprising at this point that we're even talking about him not being arrested. It's been more than 46 hours, Ajay, that you've had. All right, I have some breaking news coming in. I'll come back to you, Ajay. There's news coming in from Parliament on the story of the uproar and the face-off between the government and the opposition. You've had Minister Kiran Rijiju share another video of the uproar inside Parliament. Sambit Patra also speaking.
उसको एक बहुत बड़ा झटका है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से कहा, और मैं पढ़ना चाहूंगा क्योंकि अंग्रेजी में कहा गया है, शब्दशः मैं पढ़ रहा हूं। Whatever orders or clarifications required, we will issue, but we will not allow any impediment in SIR. This must be understood by all states. Chief Justice of India, Suryakant ji. अनुवादित करूं तो इसका अर्थ होता है कि सभी स्टेट ये जान ले, किसी भी कीमत पर एसआईआर को रोका नहीं जाएगा। अगर एसआईआर को लेकर किसी प्रकार के क्लैरिफिकेशन की आवश्यकता है तो वो क्लैरिफिकेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट करेगी, मगर एसआईआर को गलत कहना, एसआईआर को गैर लोकतांत्रिक कहना ये नहीं है। नो इम्पेडिमेंट, इसे किसी भी कीमत पर रोका नहीं जाएगा। झटका नंबर 1 ममता बनर्जी को जोर से लगता है, क्योंकि ममता बनर्जी एसआईआर नहीं चाहती। दूसरा विषय है माइक्रो ऑब्जर्वर का और ईआरओस का। जो इलेक्टोरल रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिसर्स थे, उनके अपॉइंटमेंट को
All right, we're going to go back to a video that has been released by Kiran Rijiju just some time back, about 8 minutes ago. This video was released by Kiran Rijiju that you see on your screens. This is another angle of the 4th February action by the Congress MP, women MPs, where they ghirawed the seat of the Prime Minister moments before he was to enter Parliament. This is a long shot that you see. I think the attempt here is to show how those Congress women MPs move from the opposition ranks, from the opposition seats to the left of your screens towards the Prime Minister's seat. Himanshu joining me. Himanshu's second video being released within an hour and a half by the government. Just take us through what we see here.
Well, this video has been released earlier as well by Parliamentary Affairs Minister, and it shows Congress women MPs they're standing there exactly at the seat where Prime Minister Narendra Modi usually sits. And this was the time when Prime Minister Modi was expected to come to the House to reply to the debate on motion of thanks to the President's address. But this video, the second video and also the first video that was released earlier, very clearly shows that Congress MPs had already reached that spot where Prime Minister sits. And they had almost ghirawed that area where Prime Minister usually comes and sits in the front row. And this was exactly at the time when PM Modi was expected to come to the House. And this is what has been quoted by Lok Sabha Speaker when he said very categorically on 4th of February that he had personally told the Prime Minister not to come to the House because something unprecedented could have happened. The aspersion, the basically Lok Sabha Speaker's allegation has been that perhaps the women MPs who had reached the seat where Prime Minister sits could have some way tried to stop him from speaking, which could have led to an unprecedented situation. This is the exact quote that Lok Sabha Speaker gave. And this is the ground that is now being made by the government, these videos that are being released, to show that under what circumstances the Speaker was compelled to suspend 8 Congress MPs and why Speaker specifically quoted the possibility of an attack on PM if he came to reply to the big debate. And this also in a way also shows the deepening divide, because we know that at 1:14 PM a notice has been given by opposition MPs to move a motion against Lok Sabha Speaker. And in fact, Gaurav Gogoi has given a statement. I wish to just quote briefly from it. It says, at 1:14 PM today, we submitted a motion expressing no confidence for removal of Speaker under Rule 94C. So I think there was an opportunity when there was a meeting around 12:30 between Parliamentary Affairs Minister and opposition party leaders, in which there was an agreement that the budget discussion should start at 2 PM. But now with this notice that has been given, I think this is a new situation. We'll have to wait and see what happens at 2 PM now.
All right, I also have Vasudha joining me live at this point. Vasudha, in terms of perception battle between the government and the opposition, the release of these two videos has been quite significant.
That's true, Vedika. In fact, this is a battle of perceptions, it's a battle of narratives. And the government seems to be insistent and intently decided on the fact that they want to prove their point. And they want to show the world that their position, that the atmosphere that was created by opposition MPs on the day the Prime Minister was supposed to speak was not congenial. In fact, there was also a possibility of a physical attack on him. So they seem quite intent on proving this point, which is why the second video has been released by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. This is a macro view. This is a top view of what happened that day. And we can see the Congress MPs, mostly women, marching from the left side to the right side. And you also see the men leading them. And this is exactly what what was also what was also being said by the ruling party, saying that the women MPs were being used as a shield by opposition MPs, and their whole intent was not just to stop the Prime Minister from speaking, but physically, stopping him from delivering his speech just because the LOP was not allowed to speak. Now we'll have to wait to see.
Yeah, I also talking about what Kiran Rijiju is saying through these two posts as well, where he repeats himself twice over in both the posts, Vasudha, where he says that we were asked by the leadership to maintain the dignity of the House. So when you talk about a battle of narratives also, the messaging going out from the government, from the BJP at this point is we held back because this is Parliament.
True. In fact, that's a very nice way of putting it, and that's exactly what the government also wants to send across, the message that it played by the rules while the opposition was arrogant and did not want to respect even security protocols that are associated with the Prime Minister. That's a larger message that the government wants to send out, which is why the second video has been released within just 16 minutes. Kiran Rijiju released first video in the morning, in which we saw this whole lot of Congress MPs from Geniben to Barsha Gaikwad to Jyoti Mani surrounding the Prime Minister's chair, and all the ministers of the Modi government requesting the female MPs to move aside for the Prime Minister to come and speak, but the MPs not listening to them. And now this is the second video where you can see the movement of the MPs from the left side of the Parliament to the right side, which is where the Treasury benches sit, which is where the Prime Minister was expected to arrive in a few minutes from then. And you see the male ministers leading the female, you see the male MPs leading the female MPs. And this is when probably the Lok Sabha Secretariat took the call to not ask the Prime Minister to come inside the House to deliver his speech. This is the government trying to prove its point and show the world that its position was valid and the right one to take, just because the opposition is blaming them for undermining the credibility of women MPs.
I'm going to go back to Himanshu in a moment, but Vasudha, I am very keen and curious to know why release these videos today. You've had them in your back pocket for a while, but why wait till today to release these videos?
I think the letter that was written, Vedika, by the women MPs of the Congress, there are 10 women MPs of the Congress party, and you can see at least 7 to 8 of them there. They wrote a heartfelt letter to the Speaker saying that every woman works very hard to make it big in politics, and by saying that they wanted to physically assault the Prime Minister, the Speaker had undermined their dignity, their credibility, and their efforts and hard work. I think that is something that the government wanted to rebut, and which is why this series of videos are being brought out, because clearly the government doesn't want to be seen as
stay with me for a moment, because we have Mr. Manikam Tagore joining me on the phone line here. Mr. Tagore, you've had Kiran Rijiju come out and release the video where you see your Congress women MPs gherawing the Prime Minister's seat. You see ministers trying to talk them out of it, but to no avail.
You have to understand that it's a breach of the parliamentary thing. It is with the Speaker's permission only the video can be released, and Kiran Rijiju as Parliamentary Minister has misused the power and he's released the video. One.
Mr. Tagore, let's just keep the breach of... Yeah, but let's keep that aside. Let's just talk about what went down in the House. This is a close-up video that we've accessed now through, of course, the Minister. Go ahead.
It is in the... kindly don't get angry when we are speaking against the Minister. We know that you will defend the government. No
one is defending the Minister, Mr. Tagore. No one is defending the Minister. I'm saying this video has come on his account from his ex account, and that's what we're talking about. We want to understand from you why this has happened. You're saying it's a breach of privilege. Keep that aside, sir. I think the bottom line is how Parliament was not allowed to function on that day.
When you call me for your program, you should allow me to speak. Instead, if you want to continue speaking, continue. If you want to be a defender of BJP, continue. That's not my issue.
So why do you want to continue with the narrative and rhetoric just because you can't defend yourself right now? You can hang up, Mr. Tagore. No one's stopping you from hanging up. But the idea here was, and Mr. Tagore, I think, has hung up, if I'm not mistaken, is that when there's no defense, it's a very plain question being asked, why was this allowed in the House? and then you have a Congress MP come up and say that you're going to defend the BJP, which is, you know, a very weak defense that is repeatedly put forth before anchors today. But we're going to go back to our reporters. This is the second video, like we said, that has been released by Kiran Rijiju in the last 3 hours. Himanshu, let's just go through this video, the first and the second. If you could detail for our viewers what we see in the first video and then again in the second.
This video was actually recorded just minutes before Prime Minister Modi was supposed to enter Lok Sabha and go to his seat and then reply to the motion of thanks debate to the President's address. And we do know that in run-up to Prime Minister coming to the Parliament, to Lok Sabha and reply to the debate on motion of thanks, there was ruckus happening. We do know the opposition MPs were protesting why Rahul Gandhi has not been allowed and why Nishikant Dubey was allowed to speak. And this is exactly the moment when a group of Congress women MPs, they walked across from where they were supposed to sit. They crossed the well of the House, went on the other side where Prime Minister Modi sits in the front row of the Treasury benches. And this is exactly also the row through which Prime Minister walks inside Lok Sabha to get onto his seat. And they can be seen in this video very clearly gherauing almost the seat where Prime Minister Modi was supposed to come. And this is the incident that has been quoted by Lok Sabha Speaker on 4th of February when he said categorically that Prime Minister Modi was advised by he himself that he should not come to reply to the motion of thanks debate because something unprecedented could have happened. The inference that Lok Sabha Speaker was trying to make was that if Prime Minister Modi had come to Lok Sabha and he had started replying to stop him, anything unprecedented could have happened. So that is one argument that has been made by Speaker, which has been supported by Treasury benches. And through these videos, the first video was, I think, 1.5 hours ago when Kiran Rijiju tweeted that. Now the second video has come, is only to substantiate the point, the circumstances in which Lok Sabha Speaker had to take a tough stand, the reason why the motion of thanks debate to the President's address had to be passed by a voice vote, which was unprecedented. I think in last 22 years, no such President's address, motion of thanks debate has happened in the leader of opposition or the Prime Minister Modi could actually reply or participate in this debate. So government is trying to substantiate the ground on which Lok Sabha Speaker has taken tough decisions, and that is why just minutes after this notice has been given by 118 opposition MPs who have signed a letter of no confidence to remove a no confidence motion against Lok Sabha Speaker. This comes just a few minutes after that notice was submitted. So this clearly shows the deepening divide, the fissures that has now seems to have deepened, because only 1 hour earlier when Kiran Rijiju had a meeting with opposition party leaders, there was in principle agreement that both the sides want the House to run. There should be a discussion on budget, though there was a question mark on whether Rahul Gandhi will be allowed to speak or not. And that is the context in which first the notice is given and the second video is now being released. Vedi.
Also, Himanshu, I want to understand from you, it's just been futile to speak to Congress MP Manikam Tagore online, where my question to him was very pointed while he was talking about the breach of privilege, which is to tell us and explain to us his defense in terms of what happened in the House that day, because this close-up video has been released by Minister Rijiju. But I want to understand from you, has there been any reaction from the Congress party, from the Congress MPs to these videos being released?
Well, I had interviewed Manikam Tagore on this video, and he said that one after the other, Kiran Rijiju is tweeting these videos. He's very fond of tweeting videos and music clips on his social media accounts. And he said that Kiran Rijiju, as long as he remains Parliamentary Affairs Minister, it will be difficult to resolve this standoff in Parliament. So very tough words Manikam Tagore had used even at that time. But he had also showed us the video to say and argue that in this video where there are Congress Congress MPs standing close to where Prime Minister sits. But in this video, his claim was that Prime Minister Narendra Modi could not be seen anywhere on the screen. So if Prime Minister was not even in the house, to make an allegation that he could have been attacked is something which is not logical. And that is the argument that we have got from other Congress MPs also to the videos that have been circulated.
Okay, thanks for joining me there, Himanshu. 2 videos released by Kiran Rijiju in the last 2.5 hours, taking on the opposition and their claims. The big story: over 45 hours since a high-speed Lamborghini crash in Kanpur left several pedestrians injured, the investigation appears to be crawling even as public outrage surges on the streets. So is this probe proceeding strictly by the book, or is the system bending to a high-profile accused? Shivam Mishra's lawyers insist he was not behind the wheel, claiming his driver Mohan was driving the Lamborghini at the time of the crash. NDTV has, of course, brought to you over the last day and a half footage from the 8th of February in Kanpur, visuals that capture the exact moment before and after the crash. The focus, meanwhile, has shifted to Shivam Mishra's health condition. Police officials say he is hospitalized and will be medically examined, including tests for epilepsy, an explanation that is now raising more questions than answers. Visuals of the crashed Lamborghini lying covered inside a police station, also with NDTV. An FIR initially filed against unknown persons, departmental action against a local cop, and now CCTV footage pointing to an organized escort and swift extraction. Yet, no arrest so far.
एक बात और मैं आपको क्लियर करना चाहूँगा कि जो पहली एफआईआर लिखी जाती है, एफआईआर तौफीक जो इंजर्ड है उनकी तरफ से लिखाई जाती है, वो गाड़ी का नंबर देते हैं, ड्राइवर कौन है उनको नहीं पता। हमारी विवेचना में हमने गाड़ी के नंबर से ट्रेस करा कि इसके ओनर कौन है, और जो हमारे से फुटेज मिले हैं, सीसीटीवी फुटेज और जो वहाँ पे पड़ताल की गई है, उसके बाद पता लगा कि ड्राइवर शिवम मिश्रा है। तो शुरुआती दौर में अगर एफआईआर में नाम ना होना इसका मतलब नहीं, क्योंकि वो जानते नहीं थे, जो कंप्लेनेंट है उनको नहीं पता है कि गाड़ी कौन चला रहा है, और एफआईआर होने के बाद विवेचना में उनका नाम आ गया। हम खुद कह रहे हैं कि हमारी विवेचना में शिवम मिश्रा का नाम आया और वो खुद ड्राइव कर रहे थे और वो गार्ड के ऑनर भी हैं। शिवम के परिवार से कांटेक्ट हो चुका है और शिवम के पिताजी को उनका कहना है कि हमारा बेटा हॉस्पिटल में है। उनसे पूछताछ करने के लिए उनको नोटिस इशू करा गया है कि अपना पक्ष रखें, और शिवम को भी शीघ्र पूछताछ के में सम्मिलित विवेचना में सम्मिलित करने के लिए उनको कहा गया अपना पक्ष रखने के लिए। उसके बाद ही हमारी चार्जशीट कोर्ट में जाएगी, जल्दी से जल्दी इसकी चार्जशीट कोर्ट में चले जाएगी और वैधानिक कार्रवाई पूरी कराई जाएगी। हमारे पुलिस वाले की लापरवाही ये रही है कि जो वो गाड़ी को कवर करने संदेह वहाँ से पैदा हुआ है कि पुलिस पक्षपात कर रही है, वो उनके द्वारा उस शुरुआती दौर में उनके द्वारा जो है लापरवाही बरती गई। अगर स्पष्ट रखते, क्योंकि कार्रवाई करा रहे हमारे पास जो एफआईआर आई थी उसके आधार पर अभियोग पंजीकृत है, बाकी सारी वैधानिक कार्रवाई उन्हें पूरी करी है, पर जो कवर करने से जो इंप्रेशन गया है कि हम बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पक्षपात कर रहे हैं, तो वो लापरवाही उनके द्वारा बरती गई है। इसकी वजह से उनको केवल लाइन हाजिर किया गया।
शिवम गाड़ी नहीं, उनके जो ड्राइवर उनके मोहन हैं, उनके नाम से एप्लीकेशन पड़ी हुई है, वही गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहे थे। जमानत के लिए आप अर्जी लगाएंगे, वहाँ क्या होगा? अब बस आगे कोर्ट की जो प्रोसीडिंग है वही आगे बढ़ेगी। हाँ जी, जो ड्राइवर गाड़ी शिवम से वो आगे जो कोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग है वो आगे जो गाड़ी चला रहा ड्राइवर क्या नाम था? मोहन।
All right, the accused father has spoken out and he claims that his son Shivam Mishra was not driving the car. He says he's under treatment in the national capital.
गाड़ी लंबोर्गिनी कुछ उसमें खराबी हो गई थी। जिस दिन ये घटना घटी है उसके एक दिन पहले मिस्त्री बाहर से आके उसने गाड़ी को कुछ ठीक किया, जो भी उसमें टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम थी। उसके बाद में दूसरे दिन शिवम और ड्राइवर 2 आदमी उस गाड़ी को टेस्टिंग के लिए ले गए कि भाई दिन में देखे। आप बाद में प्रश्न करिए, मैं अपनी बात खत्म करूँ। वो उसको गाड़ी को टेस्ट के लिए ले गए, सिविल लाइन्स तक ले गए। सिविल लाइन्स से लेके वो धीरे वापस आ रहे थे। उसी बीच में जहाँ ये घटना घटित हुई है उसके पास जब घटना घटित हुई है उसके पहले शिवम को कुछ झपकी आने लगी। ऐसा ड्राइवर को सोचने लगा कि इनको हुआ क्या, झपकी ऐसी लगने लगी। तो उन्होंने उसके एक हाथ छोड़कर शिवम के पीछे हाथ लगाया और साथ में ही सुनिए, साथ में ही उसके साथ में ही जब उसमें हाथ लगाया, गाड़ी स्लो हो गई। गाड़ी स्लो होने के बाद में ब्रेक मारा उसने, तब तक एक टेम्पो वाला आ गया, उसने साइड से टक्कर मारी, गाड़ी लेफ्ट साइड रुकी, इन्होंने ब्रेक मारा, गाड़ी ब्रेक से रुक गई। रुक जाने के बाद में फिर वो ड्राइवर ने उसकी अचेत अवस्था देख के परेशान हो गया।
शिवम मिश्रा का क्या रोल है? शिवम मिश्रा और ड्राइवर दोनों लोग गाड़ी में बैठे हुए थे। जो ड्राइवर गाड़ी चला रहा था उससे एक दिन पहले गाड़ी को बनाने वाले कुछ लोग आए थे और वो उसका ड्राइवर का कहना ये है कि गाड़ी में अचानक साइड से एक टेम्पो वाले ने टक्कर मारी और उसके बाद बगल में एक मोटरसाइकिल खड़ी थी, उससे इनकी गाड़ी टकरा गई। इतना ही मुझे बताया ड्राइवर ने। शिवम से कुछ बात हुआ था कि किस तरह, मतलब वो तो बेहोश है, वहाँ एडमिट है दिल्ली में। क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? उनको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, दिल्ली में एडमिट है, चक्कर वक्कर आया था जो भी था, अब वहाँ पहुँचे।
All right, a very weak defense there by Shivam's father, who claims that he was not driving the car. What we now know from the father is that Shivam Mishra is in Delhi. He's not in Kanpur and he's being treated in a hospital. Weak defense there. Enough evidence mounting against Shivam Mishra and his father's claims. We'll have to leave it at that. News and updates will continue here on NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
From the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Rawat, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933